The anime begins by showing a school that was built on top of an old cemetery, and apparently that's why there are tombstones around the school. Just thinking about it, a girl gets scared, and also who wouldn't? Probably you and I could too. Especially if a zombie attack happened in the middle of the school. Of course some would think that he is the protagonist and would defeat all the monsters, but the reality would be that he would just be a mere extra and would die in a pathetic way, maybe even worse than Kazuma from Konosuba, who died of fright and peed all over himself. Going back to the anime, in the girl's dormitory, a girl tells that a boy saw a ghost in the cemetery near his dormitory. Just telling this rumor a friend of this girl starts shaking all over, until suddenly they hear a noise at the door, and when it opens was only Riku, a beautiful girl who is treated as Onisama in relation to their classmates. While all her friends are sleeping in the dorm, Riku in her mind keeps remembering how there are several fights till she looks at a tombstone and visualizes her friends who soon after fade away, and she, the heroine of our story Riku, looks at a tombstone and visualizes her friends who soon after fade away, and she, the heroine of our story Riku, looks at a tombstone and visualizes her friends who soon after fade away. She looks at a tombstone and visualizes her friends, who soon after fade away, and she is totally crestfallen. Suddenly the moon is in the shape of a skull, and lightning appears from the ground, making stones float. Don't try to understand the physics of this anime, the gravity in it is crazy. Finally, after the stones gather and form a kind of pyramid, an unknown object appears on its top. To increase the level of madness, portals appear in the ground and strange beings sprout from it, looking like a bunch of skulls going towards a supposed treasure. After that, a cat appears with his companion Suijin, who decides to finish with all these skulls at once, and to the surprise of 0 people, the young Suijin begins to sun one by one with immense ease and in the most varied ways possible. The crazy is really very brave and wonders how many nights he has done that against undead. With this we realize that it is not the first time that the skulls aim at him with bows and arrows, but he dodges them all and kicks ass in general. 1 year ago in the summer, it shows the past of this Suijin, where he was a lifeguard, and in a random moment, a guy caught his cat and threw it into the pool. The big problem is that the protagonist did not know how to swim, and his attempt to save him went down the drain, literally. I honestly don't know how the guy is a lifeguard and doesn't know how to swim. How is he going to save someone? Anyway, a while later he wakes up and his cat is extremely happy. That is, both were saved, and to the surprise of some it was not his friend who saved him, but Riku, for being the smartest and apparently the prettiest of the class. She on her birthday received gifts from several suitors, but who said that Suijin knew? After his friend tells him about Riku, he remembers what happened while he was drowning. Riku kissed him. He gets all flushed just remembering the moment and starts cleaning the pool faster than Bolt in his prime. After Suijin's flashback, he goes back to fighting more of the living dead and reinforces his thought of fighting these monsters to protect Riku and the world.